In this problem, you're working with probability of independent events. A spinner has 5 equally sized sections, 3 of which are gray and 2 of which are blue. The spinner is spun twice. What is the probability that the first spin lands on blue and the second spin lands on gray? Write your answer as a fraction in simplest form. The event, the first spin lands on blue, does not affect the event the second spin lands on gray. Events of this type are independent. To find the probability that two independent events, A and B, both occur, we multiply the probabilities of the events. So the probability of A and B is equal to the probability of A times the probability of B. We want the probability that the first spin lands on blue and the second spin lands on gray. So first spin lands on blue and second spin lands on gray is equal to the probability of first spin lands on blue times the second spin lands on gray. We must compute the two probabilities on the right-hand side. Since the spinner has equally sized sections, each section is equally likely to be landed on. We have that 2 of the 5 sections are blue, so we get the following. So the probability that the first spin lands on blue is number of ways event can occur, which is 2 because there are 2 blue sections, and number of possible outcomes, which is 5 because there are 5 equal sections. So the probability of the first spin landing on blue is 2 out of 5. We have that 3 of the 5 sections are gray, so we get the following for the probability of the second spin lands on gray is the number of ways event can occur, which is 3 because there are 3 gray sections, and the number of possible outcomes, which is 5 because there are 5 equal sections. So the probability of the second spin landing on gray is 3 out of 5. We now multiply these probabilities to get the answer. So we have the probability of the first spin lands on blue, which is 2 out of 5, times the probability of the second spin lands on gray, which is 3 out of 5. So we get 2 times 3, which is 6, and 5 times 5, which is 25. So the answer is 6 out of 25.